Recently, as I was browsing YouTube, I came across this movie called Patema Inverted, which I saw from an anime music video and scrolled down to see some of the comments saying how underrated this movie is, and another even saying that it was one of the best movies they had ever seen. So with some expectations in mind, I went and decided to watch it despite having no clue as to what the plot of the movie is even about. Thus, I pressed play and let the movie do the talking. And I'll have to agree that this movie is severely underrated. This movie is something really unique and new that I've never seen done before in the way that it has been shown in this movie. And I'm really surprised that I have barely even seen anyone really analyze this movie or talk about it in depth before. This movie had successfully made me believe that I understood how the world works and operates, just to change it into confusion, then to the realization that I have been wrong the entire time. So I'll be talking about some spoilers, and since this movie came out on November 9th, 2013, I doubt I have to go spoiler free for a movie that's already 11 years old. So a brief description for the movie goes as follows. In the year 2067, some scientists decided to experiment with the goal of acquiring energy using the gravity of Earth. So of course, as expected, things go wrong, which causes the gravity of various parts of the land to get inverted, causing chaos as buildings and people begin flying up into the sky and eventually to space. But somehow, some of these inverted humans survived and went underground and created their own civilization to avoid falling into the sky, which eventually leads us to have two groups of humans, those who are inverted and those who are not. So throughout the movie, we followed this girl, Patema, who lives in a network of interconnecting tunnels underground, together with others who are currently living in an underground civilization. And as we learn throughout the story, Patema loves to explore, which she was inspired to do from a guy called Lagos, who was kind of an older brother figure to her. So this guy called Lagos found a way to the surface where he got a picture of the outside world and the humans that lived on that land. So this made us believe that Patema and the rest of the people living underground were those who got inverted and are forced to live in the tunnels, while the place where Lagos went to is where the remnants of the humans who didn't get inverted remained. So it has been a few years since Lagos's disappearance, and now Patema is older and is exploring the various tunnels, and eventually stumbles across an area where there's a hole that seems to go on forever. So while she was there, she encounters what is called a Batman, who seems to be inverted from her perspective, and they get into a scuffle which results in Patema falling down into the abyss, only to lead her to the place where Lagos visited. So now for her, the world is upside down, with the sky now at her feet and being moments away from falling into space. Luckily for her, there is a boy nearby who was around that area at that point in time, and assists Patema by bringing her to a shed where she can have a foothold to stay at. So now we follow the boy named Age, who lives in what we know as the surface of the world, where everything is what you would expect. However, there is a weird atmosphere among the people, where everything seems to be very dictatorshipy and strict. And also, whenever someone thinks of learning more about the sky or even look at the sky, they are shunned by the adults, just like what happened to Age in the classroom. So this makes it seem like there's something more that's happening behind the scenes. And also, added together with the false knowledge that they are the only ones remaining on the planet, while the humans who got inverted are sinners. So we also learn that Age is especially shunned by those in charge, because his father was someone who dreamed of being able to soar throughout the sky and explore more from above, which led him to build a flying machine which resembled an air balloon, but without the balloon. But as he was about to debut his air machine, he mysteriously dies, and it's made to believe that it was a sin to fly, and that God would punish any who dared to fly, thus leading his son to be viewed poorly by the higher-ups as well. So as the story continues and the higher-ups find out about Patema, they went to capture her in order to find the remaining people who were inverted and try to kill them, which we discovered is what happened to Lagos as well. So due to Patema being captured, Age met Porta, another one from the underground tunnels who went looking for Patema. So Age tells Porta what happened to Patema, which then leads to Porta bringing Age underground to meet the Elder to then devise a plan to save Patema, who is now kept in the tallest tower in the city in order to scare her into submission. So the story then continues and Porta and Age goes to save Patema, which ends up with Age getting to Patema. But because of the weight that is placed onto Patema, Age is no longer able to hold her down with his weight alone and causes both of them to fall into the sky, resulting in everyone thinking that they are both gone and lost to space. As we see the two falling into the sky, we see the stars. But however, as they fall slowly, the lights that seemed random from afar slowly started to look more organized and man-made than before. This made me think that the sky was fake and that someone had built something like a dome to prevent any more humans from falling into the sky. As the two landed onto the land in the sky, Age could finally truly feel what Patema has been experiencing the entire time, as now, he is the one who is inverted and would fall into the sky at any time, from his perspective right now. So the two ventured into this empty land that seems to have been created and manufactured by someone. But the weird thing is that there is no one in the area at all, no matter how far they looked or searched. But eventually, they saw a light which brought them to where the flying machine that Age's father made all those years ago, together with a journal that revealed that Age's father had known and worked together with Lagos in order to build the machine, only for both of them to have been assassinated. So with the machine, Patema and Age managed to use it and return back to the land below. But because of the army of people that was prepared to catch them, the pair decides to jump and try to float to safety underground, which unfortunately results in them being followed and the surface humans finding the people living in the tunnels. This causes a messy conflict which results in the main bad guy together with Patema and Age falling through, revealing that all along, the true surface of the world was not actually where Age lived, but instead, the surface was on the other side. And this also reveals that the people living in the tunnels all along had not been inverted, but instead, Age and the other humans had been living in an area which had been man-made and created to mimic the real surface of the world, which is why they were so scared of people being interested in the sky, since anyone who does fly would eventually find out that the sky was fake and that they were the humans that got inverted all along. The reveal was amazing and unexpected that made me really like the movie even more. There is a whole world which is the aftermath of the incident that has yet to be explored, and I really recommend this movie. I think it has gone under the radar for a long time, and even I found the movie by accident. So that's basically the rough plot and mystery of the movie. To me, it was really unexpected for a movie like this, which came out 11 years ago, to feel very refreshing and new, with new dynamics and new concepts that I don't think I've seen in many shows recently. So I really recommend this movie, and with that, I'll end the video here and see you guys next time.